All right, you guys. This is for Alistair to explain these to be able to refer back to the way that I'm explaining to him to play these claw, what I call the claw bar chords. We'll just start at A, which is at the 5th fret. So here, I can't show you my whole guitar to give you the reference, but you put your first finger here, second string down, the A string, put your third finger on. This finger here is kind of in the way of the sight. I'm going to pull it out of the way just so you see what that looks like, but of course you can't really pull that out as you're playing. So anyway, I just want to show you that. So that's what I have right here. Now a real A bar chord, as they call it, is making an E and then barring it off at the 5th fret. And that will come in handy eventually too, but just for some of the stuff that he's wanting to do, this is the quickest way to get to it, and it's also good for electric guitar. I thought maybe these would be considered power chords, but I think that's a different thing. I looked it up to try to see how, so I'm not saying the wrong thing. But so I also, one of the things that I've been showing him is the idea of being able to mute the strings where you're playing. So I do that with my palm. He's tending to play like this, which is not a bad way to play any given thing, but if you, eventually muting is a good thing, particularly on electric guitar, but I use it a lot in acoustic guitar too. And so you'll get this sound, and there's more motion from the fingers like this rather than the whole hand. You can't move your whole hand very well and mute the strings, so it makes your movement a little more micro. So you can do that. So the song that we were talking about was It's a Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. So I'm going to play a little bit of that, and what you do is, so there's your bar chord, your claw chord, let's call it at A. The next one is G, which is 3 frets down. You go down to A flat, then to G, and then right above, or if I could say above or just below A, is D. That's your 3 chords on there. And what I want him to do eventually, what I'd like you to do, is be able to understand that you've got A, then G, then F, all the way down here when you move in full steps. F, G, A. Then if you're at G, say we're at G, you go up to what is the 4 of the chord, that's going to be C. From A, it's going to be D. When you go up here, 2 more frets to B, then this is going to be E. So you've got C, D, E, and here you've got G, A, B. We'll use those in together, and there's of course plenty more, but kind of the main thing about doing this and just finding some that are comfortable, like say It's a Long Way to the Top, is to be able to just get real comfortable with this right here, so that you can move it around to wherever you need to get. I'm sliding. You can slide things if you can make that, but the main thing is you start getting where you can stretch these fingers out and they stay. So that's called muscle memory. It's called practice. It's called doing it over and over and over, and you know, it's nice to have a song that you can do it with, but just practicing learning where those chords are, learning where A is, learning G, C, D, E, so that you can call them out, and that way when you start learning songs, you know right where to go to. And we'll learn more of those as we go, as we need to. But so here's a little bit of Long Way to the Top. I'll try to get you where you can see, you know. And I'm basically deadening the strings here a little bit with my palm. So there I am doing that. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. It's a long way to the top. top if you wanna rock and roll. And you'll see some of the stuff that I'm doing. I'm adding pressure and letting pressure off. That'll take some time to kind of understand what's going on there. But so you'll hear that. You might not be able to necessarily recreate it just yet. But even if all you do is, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Something like that. So you see how? Alright. So here, and then here's another tune that you can do. Let's see, here's, this is an A minor chord. I can show you that. I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the claw of the A, and we're going to do the 3 chords, A, G, and F, back to G and A. And this isn't the key that they do. Actually, I guess the key that they do. I guess we'll do it in this. I'll move it up. I'm going to change that. Going up from B, or B. So that's the 7th fret. That's where our first finger's on the 7th fret, and our 3rd finger is going to be on the 9th fret on the A string. So All Along the Watchtower is going to be B, A, G, A, B, A, G, A. So that's one you can practice over and over. Now that long way to the top is kind of nice because it has you moving at least up to this position. And there will be more. I can show you, you know, like Iron Man does that. It uses both of those positions. But so we've got there must be some kind of way out of here. Oh, how would I do that? Said the Joker to the thief. There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief. Businessmen, they drink my wine. Plowmen dig my earth. None of them along the line know what any of it is worth. I have a little trouble singing that and playing it, so. So you can practice it like that. You got Iron Man, which is A, C, C, D, D, and then you have this little leg. You can kind of be working on that. I also showed him, and looks like this video is getting on up a little ways here. So I'll stop this one and maybe do another one on Hell's Bells and show you what's going on there. We worked on that, and I think it's just what I can see from the stuff that we're trying to do is that rather than simplifying songs like Hell's Bells to just some way that you can play it and get the sound out, my strategy is to try to get to learn the types of skills and fingerings that you'll need to actually do it, rather than just you know, trying to come up with some other simple way of making the sound, because in the end that's not really going to get you where you're actually able to play the song in a way that it sounds like the song necessarily anyway. So that's at least my thought on it. So anyway, give some of that a try. I'll have some paperwork too to show you where those are, and that's just, I'd like to start getting that familiarity of the fingerboard and where the keys are and what the different chords are at those bar chords. And I think that's stuff that will help Allie a lot in electric guitar playing. And you know, I'll show you something real quick here that you can refer to at the end that I've spent some time with him. And that's when you play, and this is, I think, what is considered a power chord. I'm at E right now, which is you know, up one. This is B, and then this is E. B. This is at the 9th fret. I'm sorry, 7th fret. So when you play E right here, you also can play this droning E string. So you've got that, and that's pretty powerful on the electric guitar, and you can deaden it or not deaden it and get a nice fat sound. So and I'm going from E to D to C, and I'm able to use that droning E all in there. So working on that. Now, one of the other things about playing these other bar chords is when you do Long Way to the Top, and this is just a quick little thing. Right there, I'm at A, and then G, and then when you get to here, you just have to be careful that you're not playing this E string, because it's going to blow the whole thing and it's not going to sound right. So that's why it's good to move to the different positions and try to ignore this this E string, or get where you can strike these on a regular basis without accidentally catching that. And all it takes is practice and keeping on working on it, and eventually you'll get used to where you need to be here and where you need to be here. And so there we go. That's that lesson here, and I'll just show a little bit about maybe Hell's Bells here next. Alrighty.